Hi guys, this is Paul, extra hyperactive, and in this video I want to say a few words about the video that I've just shared on Instagram and TikTok, where people who are more knowledgeable than I am talk about CBDC QR codes and rationing coupons coming to the US. First of all, unfortunately, there are still people who have absolutely no idea what CBDC is and how it will work. If you're one of those people, please do your own research. Skip the first 2 pages of Google because most of that information is government sponsored, and find people who are knowledgeable about cryptocurrency, finance, economics, and even politics. Why politics? Because CBDC is not just about money, it's about more power and more control from the governments. And if you're already not happy with the current monetary system, what they have in plans for us in the near future will be much worse. Second, there are also people who know a thing or two about CBDC. They understand the dangers of CBDC, but these patriots who still think their country is exceptional and superior than all those shithole countries like Trump once called them, these people still believe that CBDC and QR codes and rationing coupons will never happen in the United States. Now let's go ahead and look at the information that is already available even on mainstream government propaganda media, the information that can be interpreted and understood any way you want but cannot be denied. First, let's talk about CBDC. The so-called CBDC pilot programs have been launched all around the world in Europe, Japan, Australia, Middle East, and Africa. More than that, if you had the chance to watch my previous videos, you know that in Nigeria, not only did the government officially launch CBDC, but now they've become the first country that forced CBDC on its people. And despite of the fearless resistance of Nigerian people against CBDC in 2020-2021, now more than 65% of Nigerian people are forced to use CBDC. And finally, if you haven't watched my previous videos and haven't done your research, in July 2023, the US government is launching a payment program called FedNow that is based on CBDC. And even though in the beginning the FedNow program will only be used by banking institutions, federal and local governments and corporations, to deny the fact the US government is working on CBDC for American people, to bluntly deny that is delusional. Now, what we know for a fact about QR codes. During 2021-22, the QR codes were extensively used in Europe, Russia, China, Australia, and in certain countries like the above mentioned Nigeria that used QR codes to verify the vaccination status of people who traveled to their countries. And again, if you think that they gave up on the idea of creating a universal digital ID that is connected to CBDC and your vaccination status, if you think they gave up on that idea, you're delusional. More than that, nowadays more and more stores, not just in China but even in England, there are more stores that won't allow people without a QR code. And even in the United States, all those QR codes that you already use have been created not just for your convenience or to help you get great deals, discounts, and earn rewards, but to train you so you will get used to them in the future. And finally, a few words about rationing coupons, something that I had personally experienced in the Soviet Union. In the beginning of the 80s, when the Communist Party, in cahoots with the Satanists, made the decision to collapse the Soviet Union, they started deliberately destroying foods and other goods to create shortages and to issue rationing coupons. They did that to demoralize people and to convince them that the system that would bring instead of socialism would be better. They used food shortages so people would willingly vote for the destruction of their own country. And if you watched my previous videos, you know that I believe that right now we are living in the last years of the United States as a country, and the same entities that destroyed the Soviet Union are destroying this very country. Also, don't forget the fact that the historic fact that rationing coupons were once introduced in the United States during World War II, and to say that your government will never do it again is absurd. Most importantly, if you watch my videos, you know that nowadays the Satanists desperately need another great war. That's how they solve all their political and economic problems. The next great war is the Satanists' greatest opportunity to destroy this country, to introduce the new monetary system based on CBDC, and most importantly, to gain more power and control over the ordinary people through QR codes, digital passports, and the totalitarian control of food supplies. In conclusion, I want to say that before you bluntly deny CBDC, QR codes, and rationing coupons will never happen in the United States, please, first of all, remember most Americans thought that income tax would never be possible in this country. And second, open your mind, do your own research, think and analyze the information that is already available to you, stay updated with the latest political and economic news, and most importantly, speak up.